Here is the stuff of which fairy tales are made. The prince and princess on their wedding day. But fairy tales usually end at this point with the simple phrase, "They lived happily ever after."
Well, first of all, congratulations. Your performances were excellent, and I thought, it was really vivid. And I guess I want to start by asking you both what your impressions of Charles and Diana's relationship before taking on these roles.
I feel like my impression of her had always just been this aura of like her being an icon, her being everyone being incredibly attached to her being incredibly empathetic and sensitive, and I think kind of ahead of her time in terms of the way she cared so charitably for other people. Didn't really have any like proper impression. I feel like my impressions completely changed, and not in any like fundamental way, but just in, I feel like I've kind of gone behind the icon and actually kind of worked out her experience.
I think in terms of the two of them, maybe as a couple, I think I always had I suppose I always, like a lot of people, I thought Charles maybe was the more guilty of the two because maybe he'd given up on the marriage first. I don't know. I think, just playing it with Emma and working it out with Emma and talking it through with Emma and looking at Peter's writing and talking to the writing team, I think it just felt immediately apparent that if we're going to tell this story in any way, that in any kind of authentic way, it has to be two-sided, and there has to be kind of two sides to the coin.
How many times can this family make the same mistake?
I am the son
Paying the consequences each time.
of nothing in particular.
All I want is to be loved. It's all any of us want from you.
I mean, this is a relationship that many people feel like they have a really good grasp on. It's been covered extensively in the press, in biographies. What were you both hoping to bring to a story that so many people think they already know?
I think as we started the filming process and Josh and I started working on it, we just became increasingly aware that their relationship was so it wasn't black and white. It didn't just fail. Charles wasn't just a bad guy, and that it was so nuanced, and I think we really wanted to bring out the nuance in their experience. I think that's what Peter's writing does so well. I think that's what The Crown has always done so well, is it really shows the kind of human experience behind these like figureheads, these icons who we think we know, and it shows them in all their flaws and all their glory and everything they're thinking and feeling, and I think in a way that the viewers can then kind of relate and empathize with them.
I mean, Emma, you've used the word icon a few times already. I mean, I imagine there were really great pressures about going into this role, that given that people have such vivid memories, living memories of the People's Princess, of somebody that was beloved.
Yeah, it was quite overwhelming and daunting to begin with. But really, when I got the scripts in front of me and I kind of realized that, this is Peter Morgan's version of events, this is a fictional version, I'm playing a character, it was a massive relief. It gave me a lot more freedom, a lot more confidence to bring to make our Diana, my interpretation.
And I guess in a similar vein, Josh, you did this wonderful job in season 3 of sort of humanizing this person that has often been quite divisive throughout history.
I was surprised by people's surprise at season 3 about being, Charles being sympathetic. I think people assume that he was like some bad boy villain from the off. And obviously he's a boy that's lost. He's like got huge, major issues. One being that he has to wait for his mother to die for his life to take meaning. He lives in a permanent state of purgatory. He's not allowed to marry the woman he loves. And so with all those things, hopefully, you would hope that
I think he did pretty well.
He's done all right. He's done all right. There are real moments coming up of genuine tenderness and love. And I hope that people will be surprised and feel like they gave it a really proper good shot.